Welcome back to the channel, We the People TV, where the streets talk and we listen. Need y'all to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Let's get this video to like 500 likes. Where's Julian at?
So I've created my own gas station that makes fuel from plastic waste. Let's go. So this is plastic crude oil. And as you can see, we have quite a bit of this plastic crude oil. Well, it can be fuel, but we need to refine it and clean it up. So let's do that. Dude, I just made this from freaking plastic, bro. Mates, you see this device behind me? It turns plastic into gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel. And over half a gallon of plastic diesel. Diesel I made from plastic waste. This is my plastic to fuel reactor. Now I've recently gotten my unique design patent pending, and I am in extravagant mental health. Well, so I just finished running my plastic to fuel reactor behind me here. Let's see some of the fuel I got out, yeah? Look at that. That's from plastic. This is real gasoline. This is Plastoline. Gasoline I made from plastic waste. Plastoline, gasoline made from plastic. Oh yeah, baby! I'm going to be running this engine here off of plastic diesel. Back to the future is not.
Now, as we can see, this guy has done things that a lot of people will say the government won't be happy about. Now, this guy, Julian, he's been missing from social media since July 7th, I think. Now, let's get into this video, the last video that he made.
All right, listen, everybody. I can't go into too much detail, but there is some very, very odd stuff going on. I'm certainly under attack right now in many different ways, and I just want everybody to know to just kind of have your eyes open. And I have my eyes open, but there's a lot going on. So I'm still working. I'm still building. Nothing's gonna stop that. But I'm just telling you guys right now, be on the lookout because I'm under attack. All right, listen, everybody.
This guy should have seen this coming. You're doing things that the government won't be too happy about. A lot of people was posting that in his comment sections, letting him know that what you're doing, you have to be very careful. Please get you some security and things like that. Now, like I said, this is his last video that he posted, and I think this was around July 6th or 7th. And this guy hasn't been heard from, hasn't been seen. He hasn't been on social media. And a lot of people are wondering, where is he at? A lot of people are asking questions.
I found the process of pyrolysis. Right here represents the future of all humanity, because we will take this thing that has poisoned all of us, poisoned the planet, and we will turn it into fuel.
A young black inventor who reportedly discovered a method to turn plastic into gasoline has mysteriously gone missing.
This is about to run off of 100% plastic waste. There you are.
Are you afraid of the big oil companies coming for you?
No. Being in fear is only going to make it harder for me. It's going to make it inefficient for me to surgery. I do this because this is my mission that I've assigned myself to. I do this because I do not fear death. I'm going to turn plastic into fuel. I want to clean these oceans. I want to make a decentralized solution for everybody in the world, and nobody's going to stop me but myself. Right here, I found the process. All right, listen, everybody. I found the process of pyrolysis. And at this point, I was around the 11th grade, so I was around 16 years old, and I was inside of a welding program in high school. I found that there's a way to turn plastic into fuel. You have to build what's called a reactor, a pyrolysis reactor out of metal. And I was a welder. I knew how to build with metal. So I put together my first pyrolysis reactor in the 12th grade. I was 17 years old. It was around the size of a crock pot. Over the past almost 5 years now, I've developed 5 prototypes, and they go by Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4, and my latest prototype is Mark 4.5. Plastic is made of petroleum, right? But the petroleum in plastic is trapped within it, right? So in order for us to get the petroleum out of the plastic, it needs to be heated up. But this process that I do is not the same as burning the plastic outright. Of course, we know plastic is flammable. If you set it on fire, it burns very well. But instead of burning it, the plastic is put inside a chamber. It's shredded and dried and put inside this reactor. And this reactor is closed to the air. So there's no oxygen in there. For a fire to exist, you need heat, fuel, and air. But there's no oxygen. So the plastic is put in there, it's closed to the air, and microwaves turn on, and then they heat up the plastic. But since it cannot catch on fire, instead, what ends up happening is what's called thermally cracking. So on the molecular level, plastic is made up of really long hydrocarbon chains, which are chains of energy. And so those chains end up being broken apart by the heat. And then they end up being able to turn into a vapor, right? Almost like if you were to boil water and the steam comes off, right? That steam can now be condensed back into water again. And so the plastic ends up becoming a vapor, a completely new petroleum vapor. It's no longer plastic. And that vapor is then condensed back into oils. And those oils are no longer plastic. They actually become petroleum again, right? And then there are also some other products that come off, like, for example, a permanent vapor product that's similar to natural gas. But that's how the machine works in a nutshell.
So basically, you can put any plastic into there, right?
Yes.
So my question is just for regular viewers. Each of us can basically use that plastic, right? And even one plastic bag can give you a petroleum.
Yes. The theory was if we can use microwaves to turn plastic into fuel, microwaves you see operate off of electricity, and electricity can come from nuclear, solar, wind, etc. We can take renewable energy to get rid of waste and then at the same time create fuel. It's about 10 pounds to 1 gallon. So 10 pounds of plastic will give you 1 gallon of petroleum. But 2024, around May, I had an explosion of my machine because I had a mechanical device that I did not turn on. And so that was a big problem to overcome because I was hospitalized from that explosion for a few months, and I had to learn the importance of having protocols, having a list of how you're going to turn things on in order so you don't forget anything important. I found the process of pyrolysis, and
That's crazy. That's deep right there. That's deep. What this brother is doing and the work that he's putting in, they don't like that. They don't want to see him doing nothing like this, especially not a brother of his skin tone and color. And you can tell he's mixed with some other ethnicity, but it's just crazy that it's so much out here that we don't know until we start doing the research. And that's what he did. You could tell he's a genius. You could tell he's smart. And you could tell he got a lot of things. It could be other things he discovered besides this. And they came after him. You just never know. I'm saying allegedly. I don't know what's going on with this situation, but this brother right here is too smart. This is the Steve Urkel of our times, it seems like. But you're going to have people in the comments saying, well, there's other people out here that have been discovered this and this, that, and the third, but ain't no telling the other inventions and other things that he got. He probably got blueprints. He probably got I forgot the name of it. He probably got patents, all type of patents for all type of stuff. And the government don't want to see this. They don't like this because this is chipping into their money. Now, y'all like, share, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Spread the word. Julian Brown, he has been missing since, July the 7th. And his fans and the people in the comments want to know where he at. That's it. We just want to make sure he's safe, make sure he's all right. So y'all get the word out. Tag Julian Brown, like, share, subscribe. We the People TV. Where's Julian Brown?